Okay, now we are entering mission 19. Man, this video series is also coming to an end, huh? It has been fun. I actually thoroughly enjoy making it. In fact, I, more than anyone else, may have learned quite a few things from trying to make this sort of semi-guide playthrough series. So that's pretty great. But anyways, I will save up all of those final comments at the end of this video series. But today is not yet the end. So let's get back to talking about mission 19. However, I should point out that I actually already made a different video separate from this series. I think I call it something like how to bully Vergil or something like that. Yeah, so I already did a pretty extensive guide on how to handle this mission as Dante. So in that sense, I'm actually not going to just repeat the contents that I've done for that video and call it a day. I figured that I might as well hit around the bushes a little bit this time. So instead of going for the most practical and easy to adopt strategies that I've shown in that video, I'm going to try to show you something a little less practical, but still pretty cool that you can do in this boss fight. And of course, as you can see in my weapon loadout, that revolves around using Devil's Sword Dante and the bike. Now, to those that are not as experienced in this game, but have gone through the Vergil fight a few times, you would probably call me crazy, because obviously, well, the bike can never hit Vergil, or so you thought. However, as you are about to see in a minute, there are actually ways, actual practical ways to use the bike to hit Vergil with, which may or may not have to get help from Devil's Sword Dante, but we'll get into that. And for the guns, well, as we all know, Vergil standing idle can basically just block any ranged attack, pretty much. He can even shove rockets away if he's standing still, so you may think that guns are completely useless, but as I've actually also shown a little bit in my other video against Vergil, the twin rocket launchers, Kalina and, can actually do some good stuff, particular with its laser attack. Anyways, as you can see, these are the weapons that I'm going to bring, and I'm going to show you how to do cool tricks with them that may not be as practical as using Ice Age, for example, but it's actually still pretty cool. Anyways, let's jump right into it, and I'll try to explain along the way, as I've always tried, and we'll see how well that goes. So let's start. Before the fight actually starts, I'm just going to let this cutscene play, and in the meantime, I'll try to explain a little bit about what we're doing. Now, if you can remember, actually this entire video series is about me trying to share my tips and strategies that are easy enough for the less experienced players to follow, that are efficient in dealing with situations.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Compared to having to learn very strict timings or having a vast amount of knowledge on the different enemies, like the top level players do. So in that sense, in this fight, what are the strategies that are easy enough to be followed, to be referenced by less experienced players, but are still really effective? Now, think about it. Usually when we think about Dante players, there is, well, the first type that just runs around, run away from Vergil, and he'll just dash away until Vergil stops attacking, and then he'll charge in and do all sorts of stinger spams and air combo spams. That's your basic level Dante player. And then also, of course, on the other side of the spectrum, you have the roll guard throws that will just block everything. So what is the in-between? Is there in-between? Well, yes, actually. And I'm going to show you right now that in-between is called Mustang. Instead of dashing away, you're still dashing, but you're dashing into Vergil. As you can see, if you still haven't realized by this point, Mustang is pretty broken. You can literally dash into an active attack and the iframes will carry you all the way. So yeah. And it also brings you up, which means you will make you safe from any ground attacks. That's also cool. And for those that didn't know and didn't watch the other video, Boss Vergil's version of Judgment Cuts actually cannot go higher than a certain level, and that certain level actually is just below Mustang height. So if you do a Mustang, and well, he will dash up at about the level that I'm showing you, the Judgment Cuts cannot go above that height, so you are actually safe just by doing a Mustang. And I'll show you that more once we enter phase 2 and Vergil will do like multiple Judgment Cuts. Then it will be much clearer of what I'm talking about. But anyways, back into talking about the present, phase 1. As I've been mentioning, you will have to dash into Vergil, and it is actually pretty safe with the help of Mustang. So what are we doing after that? Well, just slam down. Easy. Mustang and Handbreaker is actually like the perfect combination. And it is as natural as it gets. Just hold that dash button and then just slam down. Simple. And this whole concept of using Mustang to get into just the right position, which is just above enemies' head, which you can follow up with attacks, is where the bike also can come into play, as you can see. So that's great. Now you know how we can actually hit Vergil with the bike. However, if you just use the bike and try to do any follow-up attacks like this, as you can see, try to do a full throttle, the bike charge, but it is way too slow of a wind-up that you can't actually hit Vergil with. So now you may say, well, just doing one hit is, I guess, is cool, but that's not very practical. Well, what you can also do is to connect these slow attacks with the help of DMC5 Dante. As you see just now, using the stingers of your summoned swords is actually just enough to fill that gap between two bike attacks that you can actually keep Vergil at bay while winding up for the full throttle. So that's great. Now, another thing that I want to show you, but that is not on the bike, actually, is on DMC5 Dante, is Dance Macabre. Now, throughout the series, I have shown you that I really like Dance Macabre. Well, for one, it's pretty cool, especially the final hit. But also, in this case, it is important as our tool for parrying Vergil's summoned swords and his attacks also. As you can see there, if you do a Dance Macabre, right as Vergil is doing his rapid slash, you can actually bump into him using your active hitbox and actually parry his attack. And of course you can follow up after that. So that's pretty cool. And you can also parry these summon swords. And if you time it right, you can actually hit Vergil with it, and you will stun him and create an attack window. Of course, if you just do a Dance Macabre right up front, as you can see, right at the second last hit, you will hit Vergil away. So you can't actually land the powerful final hit. However, if you can time it like this, where the first few hits of your Dance Macabre doesn't hit Vergil, you can actually line up to hit the final one. So that's really cool. Anyways, now we're in the phase 2. As you can see here, the height of Mustang is actually just above where boss Vergil's judgment cuts can hit. Which means that as long as you do a Mustang and stay at that height exactly, you're completely safe against any judgment cuts. Anyways, now we come to the dive bomb. Now, if you were quick enough, you could use the laser beam to knock him out, but we were not, because I've wasted too much time talking, so instead, we're just going to rush into him once again, with Mustang. If you still haven't catch the point, Mustang is completely broken. Ouch, that was the wrong timing. Once again, too much talking, too little fighting. Let's see, is there anything else I would like to say after this? Oh yeah, there's also something cool about the shotgun, which is that in Devil Trigger form, it can actually launch Vergil like vertically upwards. And what is really interesting is that it can actually launch even Sin Devil Trigger Vergil. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, there we go. As you can see, if you do a build shotgun blast, it will actually launch Vergil up into the air, even in Sin Devil Trigger form. So that's really cool. So that's really cool. Ouch. That was unfortunate. And you also do some of this. Just teleport into him and step on his head. That will also guarantee you a height that is safe against his judgment cuts. Anyways. Oh, and do that again, so dash away. The next time he does that, I guess I'll show you the other one, which is, well, basically just turn on your Devil Trigger and hold still. No timing needed. Of course, you can also do jump guard if you are confident enough, which actually is not that hard once you actually like spot his actual timing, like the judgment cut ends tag window. But if you're not down for that, just dash away or just hold down the guard button in Devil Trigger form. That's also fine. Similar to how you deal with Urisen's final attack. Oh, and this time, we'll actually show you. There we go. I've also shown this in the other video, but I'll show you anyways. As you can see, even if you completely miss by shooting in the other direction, you can pretty much still knock him out from that dive attack. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and once again, as you can see, you can basically parry him like this. So I guess I'll just repeat the process and slap him with the bike and all of that until we hit phase 3. And that should, yep, get him down to phase 3. Which of course is trouble, because he will do his doppelganger at phase 3. Ouch. I tried to parry that, but that obviously didn't work, so don't do that. Oh, there we go. And of course, I would advise that you just use your summon swords to keep that guy at bay if you can. There we go. That will get rid of him. And let's see. Oh, no. This time he ran away faster than I could blast him. Oh, no. Still not quick enough. Ooh. Oh, and he has started blocking, which means... There we go. As you can see, the bike is also pretty good at breaking his guard, besides just doing excellent damage. So, yeah. Overall, I think if you got some spare time to practice using the bike against Vergil, it's actually pretty helpful, all things considered. As you can see, a second break The bike is just really strong at that. Right. So I guess I'll actually at this point you could just activate your Sin Devil trigger and just use Demolition to finish him off. But oh, that's a good parry. Anyways, I still haven't shown you that you can like just stand and guard the Judgment God end, so I'll just dash around and wait for him to do his like final attack at phase 3. Oh, and by the way, about the doppelganger, I've also mentioned this in the other video, but you could basically just dash around and wait for him to disappear, like that. When he does his final attack, the doppelganger will despawn. So there's that. Oh, that's close. And 1, 2. There we go. And just stand and hold down that roll guard button. No big deal. Anyways, as you can see, we got him out of SDT again, so this time is probably going to be the end. I think we can just, there we go, break his guard, then we can finish him off. And just like that, we're done. And that's how you can bully Vergil with the bike. The least possible weapon out of, well, all 4, really. But if you know how, you could do it, as I've shown you. So that's pretty cool. So I took a look at the timer, and apparently both trying to explain stuff and fighting Vergil at the same time has dragged on the fights for far too long. I think it lasted for like almost 14 minutes. So that's not really realistic, let's just say. So I guess I'll also like slap on a bonus clip at the end, showing you how the fight actually goes down with the tech and strategies that I have mentioned, but minus the explaining and walking around. But in summary, just remember that you can dash into Vergil, and that you can use some good skills like Dance Macabre or King Cerberus, although I wasn't showing it in this video. Some attacks with good long attack windows and iframes, preferably, that you can parry Vergil's attacks and just stop him at his tracks to create attack windows. So yeah, I would consider those 2 approaches the quote-unquote intermediate skill levels that beginners can strive towards, I suppose, before you would have to sit down and learn roll guard parries timings for every single attack. You can try to do attack parries and do Mustang first. But anyways, I suppose that's all I wanted to say, so that is all for this mission, and I guess I'll see you in the final mission.
I won't lose the likes of you.
Come on, show me what you got. Come on, baby. You're finished. Come on, baby.
Don't
Come
move.
get it.
You're finished. My son means nothing to me.
Come on, baby. Come get it. Come on, baby. Come get it.